am achievers, but I'm most interested in producing, writing, and directing. I could definitely make it. It was very inspirational. I think as a woman it's very easy to get discouraged, and seeing other women in the industry, especially women that are not much older than me, with such like inspirational stories, it was really refreshing and reassuring, and I think anyone could benefit from a talk like this. There's a lot of talk about tribe, which is not advice I'd really gotten before. I'd heard about finding one person or maybe two people, but not a group of people to really be with you and get you through this. And it seems like kind of common sense, but I feel like you kind of forget about these things in the process. So I think that was cool.
My name is Jenna.
Christina. I'm in casting.
Okay. I watch theater. Oh.
Yeah.
The audience is always the most important part of the show.
Yeah.
I agree, very empowering, and I also gained a lot of tools, techniques to kind of up my social media game, but then also to connect to my voice and what my artistic mission is.
Fantastic.
I know that I am a part of something a lot larger than I thought I was. There's just you're connected. You just don't realize how connected you are to so many like-minded people until you're in a room that you didn't think you'd be in. Yeah. Because a friend invited you. And so the tribe grows.
Yeah. The tribe, learning what that is. Being around strong-minded people that are kind of striving for the same things and have gone through struggles just as yourself. And
My name is Natasha Diamond Walker. In the theater, I come from a professional dance background. I'm a former soloist with Martha Graham. And now I'm transitioning more into commercial work, TV and film, theater, really developing more of that form of expression. For some reason I've always been aware of inequalities amongst women and men, but something about being at an event that is solely women speaking about their experiences in workplaces where it's male dominated, which is interesting because I think the male dominated workplace is kind of the norm.
Yeah.
And that really kind of sparked my mind, and I think there was a comment about one of the panelists saying that she was hired to work in a place where there was other men, and that her ideas and feelings were just as important, and not having to prove that in any sort of way, because you are also hired and working as well. So I thought that was profound. Well, there's so many panelists I didn't know, honestly, and I feel embarrassed about it because they seem to be so influential in the field, but I had never heard of our Redheads Anonymous woman.
It makes me wish I was a redhead.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she was really awesome. MITRA is amazing.
Yes.
So really just knowing who these people are, and I really truly believe that they are a panel of women who are successful now but will become even more successful. So it's amazing to have been here to see them and now know them a little bit more on a personal level, because they were speaking a lot about their personal lives, and that's so intimate, those intimate details, so I appreciate that.
My name is David Crownson. I'm an actor, and I'm also a writer as well. I came here to support Dana VERDE and also see what these other amazing, awesome lady bosses are up to creatively. That's always exciting, to find new awesome people that I might potentially work with as well.
Yeah.
One thing I took from tonight, it was just believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And also, if no one's done it, then that means you need to do it.
Yes.
And then also being your own hero and finding your own self-worth and your own self-love, and you matter. That was my big takeaway.
Yeah.
Because I think someone was talking, where is she? She talked about her mom, and her mom was a single mother and went to school and then built her a tree house. And I think she said, "Mom, how did you know how to build a poetry. I was like, oh, I didn't know how to. I just did it. I saw it in my head. I had the picture in my head, and then I just did it. And I'm like, yes, that's how it should be. So I was really inspired by that. So like everyone's struggling as well.
Yeah.
Even like there are some people up here who I think, oh, like they made it, they're doing it, but they're like, no, I still have problems.
I love that too, the constant climb. Like you never really feel successful sometimes. It's important to appreciate what you've achieved.
Exactly, and looking at what you do have, not what you don't have. Like when someone said, oh, I sold a movie, but they're like, but I'm still struggling to do this. And one person's like, oh, I'm on a TV show now, but I'm still struggling to get this and get to that, and I'm still like climbing. So I'm like, oh, okay, it never ends.
Madeline Morrow. Well, I am an actress, but I hope to pursue a career in acting and also in arts management. These women inspired me to find my tribe, very much so. I feel that's really important for me specifically because going into college next year, I feel it's a really great support system for me to be successful and come out of college and be successful and make a career path and
That's very
to find people, and to find people that build me up. I'm only 16 right now. I thought I knew a lot about social media because, you know, I'm 16 and grew up in high school and I grew up with the Snapchat and Instagram but I never knew some of the things about social media about promotional purposes, which I feel is really important for the industry. Certain social media accounts are better for promoting certain events. So I feel I can use that.
My name is Valerie.
My name is Raphael. I work in film as well, but I mostly work in the art department as a designer.
Everybody on stage reminded me that social media is like more of a friend than a foe, which is a really nice thing to take into account because it can be overwhelming and everyone's living in these kind of like mini bubbles of what they like, which I think is kind of dangerous, but it's also that's how you can find people that are interested in what you're doing. So that was a good conversation, I think.
There's an app called Periscope. I don't know what that is.
What is it?
That was the one thing they kept saying that nobody explained.
It's a live video feed that I think might show you more than the average like view, or it's like tracking your movements.
Yeah, I've never ever heard of that before. So that was definitely the first time where I felt really like, I've had Snapchat, whatever, I've had Vine, but like those ones that aren't necessarily as active for me anymore. That was the first one where I was so out of the loop.
I met a lot of really interesting, intelligent women, which was a treat, and it doesn't happen every day.
My name is Emily Nash. I'm mostly an actor and a singer.
Okay.
I'm in Rachel Griffin's mental health musical, We Have Apples.
Oh, you're in that?
Yeah, I play the role of depression. As a young woman in the performing arts, I'm always looking for women to kind of not just, I guess, pave the way, and women whose careers I can kind of follow in different ways, like bits and pieces from each. And there were just a lot of women on this panel that I didn't know. I knew Rachel, and that was it. And so coming away with, like a handful of women whose careers I can now follow and whose like missions I can get behind. And so that's really exciting. Because I think it's important to have other women in this field. I guess that like it's totally cool to wear a million hats. And I guess people are always telling me like, oh, you're doing so many different aspects of performing, like do you want to pick one? And I'm like, well, first of all, no. Second of all, I'm not even wearing that many hats. I'm just right now wearing a performing hat, and I also want to write. Like my roommate and I are trying to like write a web series that we've been talking about for ages, but just that like, who says you have to pick
I can't stand
a path? And all of these women are so interdisciplinary, and I think that that's what makes them unique, and that's what gives their voices so much power and distinction. And I think I already knew that in theory, but it like confirmed that tonight.
I'm Colleen Sproles. I do a lot of comedy and improv, and I'm an actress and singer. It's okay to be okay with yourself. Like it's fine to say, hey, this is what I do. I'm gonna hand out my Redhead cards on the street, and then I'm gonna go in, and you can take it or leave it, and not like apologizing for it, and not, I think that's probably the biggest thing is just and seeing all the women in the audience and on stage that are like for each other is really huge.